What's up, guys, and welcome back to the G-Ret Show. I'm G-Ret. We have club football, more Barcelona news today. Finally, it's been so quiet since the Euros and the Copa America have been going on, so I'm extremely excited to talk about Barcelona today. And I hope you guys are excited about club football and Barcelona news moving forward. I'm extremely excited for this upcoming season. But we got to talk about what's going on with these big transfer rumors surrounding Barcelona, what's going on with some of these players. Are Barcelona going to be focusing on just these two specific players? Are they still going to try and focus on a CDM? What's the move for Barca? But first and foremost, we got to touch on Nico Williams, as this seems to be the most prominent piece of news right now. So I read a couple different things, and about a week ago, I think a lot of you probably would have seen this. It was all over Twitter and social media. Laporta said that Barcelona is able to afford a player like Nico Williams. So that's good news nonetheless. Now, I also read yesterday that Barcelona sent over terms to Nico Williams and his team. And I'm also just reading this on a different report now. So that looks really good. Of course, I don't think this is necessarily bad news, because I think whether Nico Williams is leaving or not, the coach for Athletic Club would have the same answer. So reading from this, so looking at this, the Athletic Club manager, Ernesto Valverde, came out and stated that he's not worried that Nico Williams is going to leave Athletic Club. He said his contract is until 2027. And he also said he feels confident that he'll be here in training in August. Now, I think from a professionalism standpoint, you have to say this, because it makes the club look bad if you start saying, yeah, Nico, it's probably likely that he leaves to a better team. There's bigger clubs available that he wants to go to. So I think I wouldn't necessarily say this is a red flag. I just wanted to inform you guys this in case you didn't hear this. But looking at Nico and Barcelona, honestly, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a match made in heaven, but to be honest, it's pretty damn close a perfect match. He already plays in La Liga. We already know what his potential is, especially after the Euros. He was great in the Euros, and he's on the Spanish national team. He's on the national team, but so is Lamine Yamal, Gavi, Pedri, Fermin Lopez, Balde, Kubarsi. It's extremely advantageous for Barcelona to have him here, and it's extremely advantageous for the national team because they're all playing together, and that's basically... And it's so every time they're playing, it's great chemistry, and they're able to feed and build off each other, because Spain and Barcelona over the years have resembled each other pretty closely in the style of play. So I think it's perfect. I mean, it really is. And Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams showed how dangerous they are. And they were probably the best combination of wingers at that tournament. Going into the tournament, probably not. We knew that they were going to be dangerous, but because both inexperienced on the national team, especially Lamine Yamal only being 16, we couldn't have too high of expectations, but I think they completely exceeded our expectations. And moving forward, assuming Nico is on Barcelona, this might be one of the top 2 or 3 winger combinations in the world next season, and could be the top combination in the next coming years, 100%. And they could be on the same team. You could have Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams, and Gavi, Pedri, Fermin Lopez. You could have all these. You could have this core group of players for the next 10 years. He would be in such a good place. He provides so much speed, quickness, he's great footwork, and he can score. His finishing is only going to get better. Imagine how good he's going to be. He gave Kyle Walker a tough time. He gave Koundé a hard time. He gave a lot of defenders a very hard time in the Euros. And I would expect nothing less every single match in La Liga and in the Champions League. I can't keep talking about this because we all know it has to happen, and I hope it does. So moving next into the next transfer target, we're gonna talk about Dani Olmo, because even before the Euros, the name was thrown around. Now, I did say I wasn't for this, and if it's between Nico Williams, if it's between Dani Olmo, I'm gonna choose Nico because he's the true left winger, and he just turned 22. He's younger. I think there's a bigger upside. But Dani Olmo for Spain, and again, I'll be honest, I don't watch him as much for club because I mostly watch Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG, Manchester City, Man United, Liverpool. I watch the big teams. I don't really watch Leipzig unless it's the Champions League. So I can't really give an honest representation of how he is for Leipzig. I know he's a great player, but I just don't know consistently enough of how he plays, and I don't feel like I can speak on him and be completely accurate. So for Spain, I will say he's class, and he was class in the 2020 Euro. He was class for Spain too. And if Barcelona, if they have the funds and they're able to sign Nico Williams, a CDM, and then Dani Olmo, I'm okay with it because he's versatile. and he is a good player, and he would fit the system. He's a Barca Academy graduate. It makes sense. He had an outstanding Euro, one of the best players in the tournament by far. And if this is the type of player that Barcelona gets and he plays that consistently like he did for Spain for Barcelona, he's going to be a top player in the world. And I know that sounds crazy, but the way that he played in the Euros was world class. I'm for the transfer as long as they sign a CDM and Nico Williams. Then I'm cool with it. But if it's we're just signing Nico Williams and then maybe Dani Olmo and no CDM, I can't really say I'm 100% on board. And if it's, we're just signing Olmo, I can't say I'm on board with that because I'd rather have Nico Williams. But if he's able to come to Barcelona as that third signing after Nico and a CDM, I think that's a great signing for Barcelona. And imagine the midfield options. I mean, because he technically could play as a left winger, but he can play as a cam and a center midfielder. You could have him, Gundogan, Pedri, Gavi, Fermin Lopez, Frankie de Jong. If they sign a CDM, him. Christensen can step in as a CDM. There's so many options. And I think it's a good signing if the other signings are made first. It looks like it's around a 60 million euro release clause. At this time, Barcelona, City, and Bayern look to be interested in Dani Olmo. He came out and stated that I'm competitive. I want to go somewhere where I want to win. My team, my current club knows that. I know that. My team knows that. But my team knows where I want to go. So I don't really know, to be honest, what that means. I guess he knows where he wants to go, but he's kind of, yep, my team knows where I want, and they're going to make it happen if it can happen. So I don't know what that club is, but that's what he said. So I guess more to come on Dani Olmo. But let me know, what would you guys think of the Dani Olmo signing? Would you be okay with it? And if not, why? And if so, under what terms? Like me, I'm okay with the signing as long as they sign a CDM and Nico Williams first. Then I'm fine with it. So let me know what you guys think. Now, last, it does seem like since the Euros have started, which makes sense because they're not going to, players that are playing in the Euro, they're not going to announce these big transfer rumors just to stir up drama and mess with the team's chemistry and the players. But I haven't heard anything on CDM news for Barcelona. There are reports that are saying Bayern wants to extend the contract of Kimmich, but they want him to take a pay cut, which probably isn't going to happen. I don't know. That situation seems very strange. Bayern's definitely been in the transfer market already. Obviously, they signed Elise. There's rumors about Xavi Simons. Obviously, they're interested in Dani Olmo. It looks like De Ligt probably is leaving and going to Manchester United. So there's a lot of transfer news going on with Bayern Munich. I think if we're going to hear something about Kimmich, it's got to be soon, but Barca needs the CDM. And there were only a couple CDMs that I heard float around, and that was Zubamendi, Kimmich, and potentially Onana. And I think Onana actually just signed with Aston Villa, which I thought he might go to a bigger club. But Aston Villa, still a good club. They're going to be in the Champions League. I actually think they could be a pretty good team next year, so he's out of the question. Kimmich is kind of quiet with Barcelona right now. And then I haven't heard anything on Zubamendi, so, it's hard for me to know what's good for Barcelona in the transfer window, other players that we could get if they don't sign the one position that they need, which is a CDM. They also need the left winger, so they need the two, but at least if they keep Rafinha, he's good enough where he can play for the majority of the time on the left. They need the CDM. Especially going into the start of the season, who knows if Frankie's going to be 100% healthy. Pedri, you never know with him. Gavi, I assume they're going to start extremely slow. I don't see him really playing in a match until October, November. So I don't know what Barcelona is going to do, to be completely honest. And a lot of, I think, other signings depend on the CDM. Because if they're signing a CDM, then it's like, okay, CDM and Nico Williams, we're good. But if it's like we can't sign a CDM, what do we do in the meantime? It kind of makes you wonder if they have other plans for other positions. So I'm a little nervous about the CDM situation because you could sign Dani Olmo and Nico Williams and maybe Frimpong. That's great, but you still need to fill that void because until they can get that lockdown center defensive midfielder, I just don't see Barcelona winning a Champions League. It's going to be very, very tough. So let me know what you guys think down below. There's a lot of different rumors out of these different topics. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. We should have more Barca news coming soon, so I will be uploading more frequently now, which is good because I'm excited about the season. And I hope to see you guys back here next time on the G-Red Show.